Okay, Elsa, say your part. Come on, Elsa, just like we worked on. Okay, so our plan was that Elsa was going to do all the talking and I was just going to stand here and look good. But she just told me that she would like that role to be reversed. So I don't really have anything prepared. Okay, lower expectations. Okay, so I'll do some more introductions. So starting off on Robyn's right here, we have Nicole Schenfeld, sister of the bride. Next to her, we have Brianna Bouchard, my sister of the groom. And then we have second cousins of the bride. You guys can introduce yourself because I forget your names.
Jamie. Heidi. Kelly.
For Brady's left, we have our younger brother, Jace, brother of the group. So supper is just about to be served, so just a few logistics before we begin. So bathrooms, most people have probably found them already. They're just to the back here behind us. Drinks are served on the side here. The only time that drinks won't be served is while they're actually serving dinner, because all of the staff will be helping serve. So as soon as dinner is served, the drink should be available again.
She's upset about not getting the drinks.
So the general plan for the evening is what it'll be fairly informal. So if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand if you want to say anything. We'll have dinner, and then we'll have a few speeches, and we'll have the cutting of the cake and dessert, and then move on to a bit of a dance as well. So I think supper looks like it's ready. So dinner's going to be served, so everyone can just stay at their seats, and it looks like it's coming in right now. So we can enjoy. This was written by Brady Bouchard in 1993-ish. So that would put him at about 9 years old-ish. Here it goes. Awesome. Dear Santa, I want, so it's a bad way to start with a Santa letter. I want a compact Presario with an Intel 486X 33 megahertz processor. It should have 4 megabytes of RAM or upgraded to 8 megabytes. Hard drive of 100 megabytes with a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. Please include an SVGA high-resolution 14-inch monitor with built-in 115 megabyte graphics card. Oh yeah, and please.
He just had no insight into the future.
Oh yeah, and please bring my mom a coffee maker. So see, he is a student. So as far as speeches, I think first we're going to have Jace come up and say a few words about Brady. So everyone have your glasses ready to give a toast to the king.
Hello, I'm Jace. I am the brother of the groom, and I would like to say a few words about my wonderful brother.
You're in trouble.
So, I would like to say a few things, mostly just stories about Brady and the things I've heard and/or experienced as I've grown up with him. I was a lot younger than him, so a lot of these stories were just passed down to family, and I got to relive over and over again at family functions and whatnot. So the first one I would like to talk about is one time when Brady thought he would like to treat the family to a treat. It's something from Canada. It's called deviled eggs. It's really just boiled eggs mixed up with some mayo and mustard. And he thought that he would just put in some butter instead of mayo. It was very interesting. The family really got surprised when we bit into these half-boiled eggs filled with butter and mustard. And yeah, quite a treat. It was probably his first attempt at cooking, not the last, I'm sure. Probably the worst attempt at cooking in his career, but I'm sure he's gotten much better at that. That's a Taylor I would like to bring up and have her laugh at. Another time, when I was growing up with Brady, I got to hear about him going to BC with his friends one time. And I guess one of the things they did was cliff jumping while they were in BC off the coast or whatever they were doing. I think it was some sort of they would go down the river with a case of beer and a tube, and they would stop at these cliff jumping sites and go for a run off a cliff, and that's what you did. Everyone cheered while on these tubes. And one of the key things jumping off these cliffs was to cross your legs. I don't know. It's basically instinct for any man out there. Brady is just fearless, I guess. Jumped off that cliff, legs spread, and thank goodness his jewels didn't take the brunt of it. His legs definitely did. He had bruises all up and down his legs. You gotta see all that after. I don't know what you're thinking, Brady. I would also like to bring up how Brady is amazing at techno and was always very enthusiastic. I would be in his room when I was young. He was always playing video games, and I was very enthusiastic about learning these things from him. He's very smart and very good at these things. So I would always be over his shoulder looking at him, and it would drive him crazy, right? But anyways, he would be listening to this or playing these games while he would blast techno, right? And one of these songs was just legendary. It's called Sandstorm. Everyone will get a taste of this later in the night. I'm not going to embarrass Brady right now, but I think someone should get him to stand up and explain just how he jives to these techno beats. It's quite a sight to see. Oh man. I would also like to say that, what else do I got here? It's just jot notes. I'm sweating up here. These lines are useless. Curves and just. No, but I love my brother Brady, and he's always been there for me. He's one of the most helpful people I've ever known. Anytime I would need any help with something or positive encouragement with anything, Brady would be there with something to say. Whether it was helpful or not. I enjoyed that he was always just there to talk to, something to say, something to hear. I don't know. I definitely needed him growing up, and he was there anytime I needed it. So, something else Brady is famous for is the digit 8, just the number 8, and this is to do with him exaggerating things. He would exaggerate things like 8 billion people were in front of me at Starbucks. I swear to God. You go along with it. 8 billion. Too many people. trying to piece together this speech here. And so much material and no public speaking skills at all. Anyways, I'm going to cut it short right there. Everyone gets the gist of how much we love Brady.
I billion people love it.
I'm not good at telling stories, so hopefully someone can come up and really add on to these little bits and pieces I've left you with. Anyways, cheers, Brady.
Good job, Jason.
You better bring your drinks with you.
We do love Brady a lot. We like to bug him, but we love Brady. Brady and I have had a few bonding moments in our life. Just one very quick example, and actually we have a witness because I think Scott was there. We played lots of sports together in high school, and volleyball. He was in grade 12, I was in grade 10. We were on the same team, and he actually shaved the Superman symbol into my chest hair. And I have pictures to prove it, so I can show it later. So lots of bonding. So next we're going to have Nicole come up and give a toast to the bread.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nicole, the very proud little sister of the blushing bride. So I was really formally informed that I would need to give a speech yesterday. So I'm prefacing this with the caveat that yesterday I was very intoxicated with drugs and with an infected foot. So please be kind. I didn't know I was even toasting the bride, so I just pieced a few things together. But also, I will say, to start, to toast the bride, that Rob and I are very close. We're only 17 months apart. So we've spent our whole lives bugging each other but loving each other, and we've got small little things that no one else understands about Robyn and I. And we're also incredibly different. So, yeah, everyone who knows us knows that very well. So I'll start my formal speech now. I honestly cannot believe that this day has come. After a whole lot of planning, crafting and stressing on my behalf, but not Robyn's, the day has finally fallen into place. My heart is bursting with emotion for the two of you today. For the last year I've been living with both Robyn and Brady, and Ellen, who's here as well, and so I've grown very close to Brady over that time. They probably already know what it's like to have a small child in the house, as I'm always knocking on their door first thing in the morning with something important to tell them. I remember the first time I met Brady was when he came to dinner, Mum and Dad, as we always do on a Sunday. I gave him a lift home because we lived close by at the time, and I'm pretty sure that by the time he got out of the car, he realised he was not dating the crazy sister that was the one driving him home. And given the uniqueness of our family, he must truly love Robyn to bits to become part of this circus. Perhaps that's why they're getting out of Brisbane as fast as they can, I'm not sure. Brady and Robyn are such a lovely couple. Brady imbues Robyn with a sense of calm and rationalism when she begins to fluster. And Robyn gives Brady all the love in the world and cooks him delicious meals. Separately, you two are special, remarkable people, but together you are complete. As you sit side by side through this roller coaster of life, remember to scream for the perks, hold hands through the dips, laugh through the loops and loops, and enjoy every twist and turn. Saying that, Brady, you must remember that Robyn is my only sister, and she is very, very important to me and my whole family. So you must be very special to have it been approved to take care of her by Dad and the rest of us, and make her happy for the rest of her days. Saying that, we love you very much as well, and you're equally as important to us. We're also happy for the two of you. My advice to you, because I have such a life experience, is to take each day and cherish your time together. Love one another and stand together. Take time to talk to one another. Put your love, your family first, your job and your hobby second. May your love be like the wind, strong enough to move the clouds, soft enough to never hurt, but always never ending. So here's to love, laughter, and happily ever after. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys do that here. It's kind of a Canadian tradition to try to make them kiss as many times as you can by digging on your glasses. So if you start digging on your glasses, they have to kiss. So we have a few more speeches, but before we do, another thing that we like to do in Canada at weddings is often we try to make the bride and groom play some kind of game for our entertainment. So I don't know if that's done here, but we're going to play a game that we call the shoe game. Yeah. Jason, I'm going to get you to help me set up a few chairs there. And so Brady and Robyn, you need to take off your shoes. Yes. And then come sit up in the chairs in front for everyone to see. So basically how this game works is I ask them a question and the answer is going to be either Brady or Robyn. They hold up a shoe, Brady if it's Brady, Robyn's shoe if it's Robyn. And the only rule is you're not allowed to look at what the other person's answering until they're both up in the air. So I'll start off with a simple one. So things like, who is going to do the dishes most often? So after the wedding, who's going to have to be the first person to apologize? Who is the better driver? Okay, here's an interesting one. Who is going to be the first person to make this wedding Facebook official? Okay. Which of the two of you initiated your first kiss? What can I say? I must run in the teens. Who is more likely to surprise the other person? Are they 100% so far? These are too easy. Who spends the most money? Who is going to be the first person to change a diaper? Who is more excited for Brady to be done at school? Good answer. Okay, one more. Who would win in a battle of the wits? That might be the best percentage of agreement I've ever seen at a wedding. always catch on fast. So we have a few more speeches. I think John is going to come up and do a welcome to the family, to Brady. I don't know if John and Les, are you both coming? Or do you not know about this?
Thank you. I'm a bit concerned with the way he's holding his head when I'm about to introduce him to the family.
Yeah, sorry. Stunt shoot. We're good.
Well, the very serious note, Brady, we so delighted that you and Robyn have found each other and welcome you with open arms to our family. We have done that some time ago, and we're just so delighted to be here today and enjoy your wedding with you. Those of you may not be aware, but Brady graduated yesterday as a medical doctor. He's also a qualified and admitted engineer, which is good news for me, because both my body and my car are in urgent need of repair. I don't want to prolong this, but I'd just like to give each of you, my darling daughter Robyn and Brady, individual words of advice, courtesy of parties other than myself. The first advice comes from Alan Holton, who is a wonderful wife, Dennis's brother and Robyn's uncle. On the occasion of his daughter Lana's marriage to some hooligan called Definite, they were sitting over there. He suggested to Lana that it would be a very good idea if she was serious about making the marriage work. In circumstances when she wanted something, she actually said, I want that. He could. And Brady being a doctor, and so will his brother bear this out. Men don't have a hint receptor in their mind. Hints don't work. You have to ask. Men don't understand hints at all. And this advice I have for you, Brady, comes from a friend of mine called Jared O'Connor. I had a chap that worked for me, his name was Abdul Faisal. Abdul, surprisingly, was a Muslim. And he had an arranged marriage. He and his wife were really happy together. They had 2 kids, and I was intrigued by this concept of the arranged marriage. And I said, well, where did you first meet your wife? And he said, the day before I got married. And I said, it's really intriguing. He said, unbelievable. There really isn't it to us Occidentals, the word that Robyn doesn't like, that you can meet someone the day before and yet have a successful marriage. And the wonder of this occupied my brain. I mentioned it to Jared, and I said, can you believe there are people who only get to know their wives the day before they get married? And Jared said to me, well, that gives them a distinct advantage over us non-Muslims. And I said, how so, Jared? He said, because us non-Muslims only get to know our wives the day after we get married. So just remember that.
And next, I think we're going to have Jerry Bouchard come up and give the welcome to Robyn.
Was this planned or what? By the way, good job, Jason.
Jason gets his public speaking from his dad. So.
Is it on? Yes. That wasn't funny. By the way, I got to thank my daughter, my favorite daughter, for helping us to put our thoughts down in words.
Yeah, well done.
Friendly hour of part as forward day is from. You have to blessed soul still weep. Wait a minute. This side up, yes. Yeah, you forgot to tell me that part. But seriously, I'd like to welcome everybody here today for this special occasion. We couldn't be happier for Brady and Robyn today. We very much enjoy meeting you, Robyn. When you first come to our winter wonderland, of course you didn't know, stopping off the plane for the first time in our winter wonderland, that the weather was darn cold, a minus 30 degrees C.
Awesome.
But you braved our winters well and embraced our Canadian traditions, such as skating over frozen lakes, sleigh rides, curling, and hunting for that perfect Christmas tree. Your enthusiasm in doing and seeing things for the first time was contagious, especially in the distinct Aussie accent, which we've grown to love. Our family is very happy to see someone with Brady that complements him so well. We've loved getting to know you, and we look forward to a lot of fun times in the future. You will always have our unconditional love and support. We feel so blessed to have you for this day forward as part of our family. Welcome, Robyn.
Yes.
And you guys laugh at our minus 30, but I can always put on an extra sweater. There's only so many layers I can take off. Jerry's totally right. We all instantly fell in love with Robyn as soon as she came over. She's so much fun to be around. She joined in with all of our games that we like to do as a family. And she did do everything on ice that we always do. She went skating on ice, and she went curling on ice, and she went skiing, which is on snow, which is basically crushed up ice. And although I thought that they've been this amazing couple, there's always been something about them as a couple that wasn't quite right, and I just couldn't quite put my finger on it. Robyn is amazing, and she's wonderful, and we love her so much. And Brady is a very, very smart guy. And so I think finally I figured out that he just never figured out that she is mathematically out of his league. So I believe next, Brady and Robyn would like to come up and, oh, no, wait, some other speeches first. Sorry. So I have some letters here from, which I believe are from family and friends back in South Africa, that they have sent along because they weren't able to be here and would like me to read. So here's the first one. Dear Robyn and Brady, heartiest congratulations on your forthcoming marriage. May you have a lifetime of happiness and blessings. Sadly, we aren't able to be with you and Brady on your special day, but we will be thinking of you both at 4 p.m. on Sunday, 8 a.m. South African time. Looking forward to seeing you again and meeting Brady next time you come to South Africa. And this is love from Tom, Barbara, Tanya, and Tanya. Oh, sorry, Tommy. And then I have one more here. Robyn and Brady. Our very best wishes to the two of you as you start out on this most exciting journey of your lives.
Really sorry that we are not able to be with you and share the day. Oz is just a tad too far. But we will be with you in spirit and wine and beer. Even if it's only 8 a.m. here, we will raise a glass. You have chosen an auspicious day for your wedding. Not sure how much South African history you know or remember, but December 16th used to be Dingaan's Day, or the commemoration of the Battle of Blood River. I haven't read through this yet, so I don't know what it is. Nowadays, it's still a holiday here, but known as the Day of Reconciliation and Peace. Hopefully, there won't be too many battles, and you won't need too much of the reconciliation side in the years ahead. But you may have peace. But may you have peace in your married lives together. Of course, your choice of days also means that you get to enjoy at least 5 days of married life together before we are all enraptured on 21st of December. I should have read through this beforehand. Robyn, I know that you have always chosen your path carefully, and I'm sure that this is no exception. So I have no doubt that the two of you will always ensure that this, probably the most important path you will ever start out on, always has a heart. There will obviously come a time when you need to show Brady your roots. By now you know that it is not all doom and gloom in sunny South Africa. So when that time arrives, we look forward to meeting Brady and sharing our wonderful country with you guys. Lots of love to everyone, especially the two of you, Robyn and Jenny, Devin, Linda, Brendan, and Dylan, Gareth, Aileen, Aiden, and Bob. And now I believe Brady and Robyn would like to come up and say some thank you. Not before you kiss. Come on, guys, it's your wedding.
Hi, everyone. I must just say, I'm just so overwhelmed at so many beautiful, wonderful faces, so many wonderful people that I know have been able to make it today. Brady and I really struggled for a long time thinking, okay, we've got Australian people, Canadian people, South African people, where in the world are we going to be able to have this wedding? And finally we just thought, we're here, let's hope that some people might be able to make it to Brisbane. And so many people have. My family from South Africa, who I'm so blessed to have you guys here, it was so unexpected and it just touches me so deeply, so thank you so much. The Canadians, both Brady's family and his wonderful friends from school and engineering who have made the big journey down as well. Friends of ours that have travelled all the way from Gundawindi, which is still a good 4-hour drive. And those of you who just happen to live in Brisbane who thought come down. So thank you so much as well. I'd really like to thank both of our families for all of the help and support that they have given us. 2012 has been a very big year for both of us. There's been a lot of stuff going on. And on top of that, we've been managing to somehow plan a wedding. My family, Nicole, has done so much work, and I just want to thank you so much for everything, and Mum and Dad too, thank you as well for everything that you've done for today. The fantastic Canadian side as well, who yesterday after our disasters with Nicole, who managed to make it out alive, I guess, we're here after me crying during Brady's graduation rather than actually congratulating him, going, what's going on, my sister does. Came by and helped us decorate in a very hot place on a very hot day, so thank you very much. And thank you so much for making the trip down and being so understanding with this crazy world that we have now that's going to involve lots of travelling for the rest of our lives. A couple of people who helped make today happen. JB, thank you so much for doing all of the music. You've been a stellar star. Thank you so much. Rob and Barb Bradshaw have been doing some videoing for us. Can't wait to see it. Thank you so much, guys. And also, I'd just like to shout out to Beck Hewitt, who has helped us out of a bind with your beautiful name tags that she so generously printed for us. And provided all the beautiful candles and tea lights and that kind of thing. So thank you so much, Beck. It's a real treat. Would you like to say anything, please?
So Robyn does this professionally. She's a drama teacher. She puts on productions. She says thank you. So really, I left this all up to her, and I think she's covered everything. So thank you, everybody, for coming. It's really wonderful to have you here. It means so much to us. Thank you very much. So I believe that concludes all the speeches. Before we move on to the dance, we are going to do the cutting of the cake. So Brady and Robyn will just make their way back, and everyone can stand up and watch them cut. And then dessert is going to be served onto the tables as dinner was. So as soon as they've cut the cake, then you can go back to your seats and have dessert. And then shortly we will be starting the music and having a dance.